Fnatic not going down without a fight. This series just got interesting. It looked like FaZe could close it out in 3 and Fnatic come swinging right on back. Backs were against the ropes into our second map, Inferno, but Fnatic, well, actually, FaZe and Inferno name a more iconic duo when it comes to getting into overtime. They cannot stop. And before we break this one down, as we sit here in the Spodek, 10,000 in the crowd, and here for Season 12, we have a very special treat. Stunner's managed to grab none other than Khan. Season 5 was when he was holding the mouse and keyboard and taking trophies here on this tour.
Yes, that was quite some time ago, but the prestige is still there nonetheless. Karn, we saw you hoist the trophy at the beginning of the ceremony, and now we find Fnatic in the grand finals. Talk to me a little bit about the emotions behind that.
Well, first of all, being back in a final such as this, back in Katowice, finally playing on the biggest stage against one of the best teams in one of the most prestigious tournaments feels amazing. I mean, Fnatic has been a part of IEM for a great while, and same with the CSGO ecosystem. Watching the game, sitting down there is probably unhealthy. It's really stressful. Obviously, you don't really get to voice comment all that, but it's an emotional roller coaster, and super big honor as well to be able to carry out the trophy here a few days ago.
Of course, a chance for Fnatic to continue that legacy going forward. But it would appear as though you have the crowd sort of playing against you guys. Tell me, does that play into your players' mindset at all?
I think at least our experienced players, they have been there before, you know. The crowd element is important. Surely it's great to have them with you. I mean, we hear Fnatic being shouted as well every now and then, but FaZe, obviously, one of the very best teams and more consistent teams on the planet now, with players like Olaf Meister, Nico, you know, not really surprising. I mean, from our end, I was hoping for a great match where we come out on top, but so far it's been a great show, right? With, now 1-1 and going into epic third map.
An epic third map. We are certainly back on track for what is to be a full-on final here in Katowice. And I have to ask you personally, that since you have hoisted that trophy, you have lifted it here at the Intel Extreme Masters, does that transfer down to your players? Is it something where they feel like they have to get in there and prove it to you?
Well, I hope I don't add any more pressure to them, but obviously Fnatic, as I mentioned before, been in Counter-Strike now for 10 plus years and lifted similar that trophy and other trophies before. I mean, we focus really hard on winning. The past years, you can argue, haven't been as successful as we would like to, but we work really hard. The team management behind the scene, Jumpy, you know, we're really putting in a lot of efforts here. So this will be kind of evidence that pays off.
Well, only time will tell with that. Now I have to ask you, we're going into Overpass, and you're certainly back in the battle at this point. Tell me, do you have any hands-on with the team when it comes down to the strategic approach? Where do you see this one landing on Overpass?
I'd probably prefer if I shut up when it comes to CSGO strategies, but hopefully emotionally cooling them down, giving them some wise words about team play, you know, being positive and all that. I think that's kind of where I focus on, rather than, you know, okay, throw that smoke grenade or flashbang. I mean, I trust these guys a lot. They are an amazing group of people.
They seemingly know what they're doing, and only the third map can continue that story itself. We're going to go ahead and give it back to Alex at the desk so they can continue to break it down.
Thank you very much, Stunner there with Khan, an IEM champion himself, and now many moons ago, but still part of the Fnatic organization that have their name twice on the trophy that stands in the center of the stage. Inferno, though, is where we turn our attention. Yanko, Chad, let's get into the nitty and the gritty.
You know, Alex, I think for FaZe, actually, it would be much better if they could just lose Inferno 16-3, 16-4 at times, because time and time again, they go into these marathon games where it goes into double, triple overtime. Sure, they win some, but they also lose some. And the problem is, you know, once you lose a game like this, does it creep in the back of your head? Oh, we had it again. We had a huge lead. We knew what they were going to do, but still we couldn't close it out. We lost some silly round. I think for them, the most important thing is to remember that this is a best of 5, and this is Fnatic's #1 pick in the series, and it's not, you don't need to beat them 3-0, you need to beat them.
Absolutely. Now, with this going the way of Fnatic, we heard the word silly mistakes, Chad. Did any in particular catch your eye?
Look, I think when you go overtime in Inferno, we're getting entertainment. Right now, things have to go the wrong way for us to get there in the first place. FaZe had such a commanding lead, though, in that first half, and then Fnatic, props to them for being able to claw it back, make it a 9-6, make it competitive. I just think, you know, this Fnatic roster, when they're able to get those opening kills and convert the mid-rounds, it's something special to watch for me, right? Because it's one of the hardest points, especially I struggle with as an in-game leader, and these guys make it look so ridiculously easy.
Another thing that goes Fnatic's way is you look at the one team that FaZe has struggled against the most. It's SK Gaming, and it's not because SK has these amazing strategies, you know, elaborate executes or anything like that. They have a pretty straightforward way in which they play in terms of being default, but what they're the best team in the world at most of the time is after plan situations, whether it's on the T side or the CT side, no one has the composure or the patience like SK Gaming. And in some of these rounds that Fnatic is winning, even a 3v4 after plant on the B bomb site, a retake being executed properly, they do look a bit like SK in terms of the patience that they exercise. Mostly the guys like Crims, Flasha, right, the more experienced guys, they realize how you need to play out these rounds, and that's something that is probably the one issue for FaZe to really cement them as the #1 team, that sometimes still in these clutch rounds, they're outplayed by some of these other teams.
Yeah, and it is refreshing to see Fnatic put up a genuine fight. I think this grand final, at times we were looking at this and painting quite the demoralizing picture for every Fnatic fan here in the crowd and at home. But they do pick up Inferno, and the next talking point has to be immediately that of Overpass, because this is a map, and I would just want to know your current read on it, Yanko. Often you put this quite high up in FaZe's depth chart in their map veto process. What do you reckon?
I think it still is there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the one surprising loss was, of course, in the grand final of a major to Cloud9, right? And that's the big issue for them potentially. But when you look at how they still play, still their major strengths are all there, especially that CT side. Not to reiterate the same storyline with Rain playing bathrooms and all of that. And their team play, even on the T side, is very good, on top of having great individuals. So I feel for Fnatic, coming into this one, this is not a map that you're expected to win. So just like don't put any pressure on yourself. Have some fun, play loose, and see how far you can take it.
I see a lot of nods there, Chad. Does that feel like the right kind of advice?
Yeah,
You're going into FaZe's domain.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is just going to be back to business as usual, like on that first map. I can't see Fnatic really putting up too much of a fight. They lost the last time they played this to Gambit 16-6, starting on the CT side, right? Obviously, different matchups, it's always a change stylistically, but coming up here, I just think FaZe are going to come out hungry. Like to do the aggression on that CT side. We saw Rain, controlling, we don't do the same narrative, but very aggressive, pushing up the playground, doing all that kind of play. Guardian on the AWP. It's a tall task, right? And Yanko's spot on, because if they can play loose, if they can play free, everyone's online now. They're making their shots, they're hitting their frags, everything's going, as it should. They're in the tournament now, they're in the grand final. Yeah. They're actually online.
And talking about being in it, I do want to clarify, we want that last round of play from that second map, Golden with an explosive and instrumental 3K. Him doing that, I know it won them the map, but also I do think that's going to make a big difference when it comes to coming into map 3.
True, it's going to be definitely a boost of confidence for him, and you need to have that when you play against a team like FaZe Clan. On Overpass, it comes down to, you need to be really methodical at times when you're playing that T side. How are you going to take map control, especially against a guy like Guardian, right? On the AWP, always so dangerous with his flick shots. There's apparently not a shot that he can't hit. So that's going to be somewhere where you would like to be able to use like good utility, be very structured in how you do it, similar to how Astralis used to do that on their T side. Something they were very good at was not getting picked off by their opponents early on. That's the problem for Fnatic, is I don't really think they're at a level right now on Overpass where they have that sort of structure, that sort of discipline.
We talk about, the power of a dynamic AWP. Is that a category you'd put Guardian into, Chad, or is he more of a sit here and do that?
No, he's definitely that combat AWPer, right? We see him going for those shots. He definitely bloodlust. He loves the repeat. That's one of the things. That's a tendency that you can look towards. You know that Guardian, 9 times out of 10, he's going to go for that pick again if he misses that first shot. But on the map like this, he's very mobile. He's over towards that A bomb site normally. And you don't need to move him around too much towards B because Nico and Olaf are there, and they can both do the secondary AWPing duties if that needs to happen. I just want to note that Nico now in this grand final, it's been a while, but he's been stepping up consistently in grand final here. If it can continue, that's positive signs for him.
And if anything, he was maybe a little bit too keen towards the end of that Inferno game to pick up that secondary AWP, right? I don't think it's that big of an advantage when you go for it, even on a map like Overpass against a team like Fnatic here. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he goes for it straight off the bat. I think it was more of a, we're running out of ideas. Maybe I should just pick up the secondary AWP and see what happens.
Absolutely, and see what happens is exactly what we shall do. The players are just taking their extra few moments to get that headphones on, make sure everything's comfortable, because they know this could be a marathon. Our analysts do seem to be thinking this is going to be a quick one, though. Back to business as usual. In terms of win conditions for Fnatic, again, do we just start listing off players? I mean, is this how it goes?
They're playing, they're hitting their shots now, right? We said Flusher, Crims, and Lekro were rated very highly in the tournament. In that last map, they had impact. So this is a good thing going into Overpass, but there's so many more factors than them hitting their shots. Yes.
Yeah. I think for them, it's, you like to draw out rounds here and maybe have some, draw out the utility from FaZe and try to get into situations where it comes down to aim duels, right? Because then, obviously, it just comes down to who hits the shots and some of the individual skill. Because position-wise, tactically-wise, you don't probably have enough depth on the map like this. And FaZe should be aware of that and probably on their own side of things save a little bit of utility and all that. Back and forth now comes into play here on Overpass.
And something we outlined in the pre-show as well. The man on your screens there, Rain, is feeling better, and his frags definitely demonstrate that. Over 180 R on the first map, 23 frags to his name, and now we delve into our third. It is time to see if Overpass houses as much excitement as that of Inferno, or will it be back to business as usual? Like Cash, 16-5 was the score on the first. We went double overtime on the second. Let's see if we have another treat in store.
Alex, yes, it's a good chance that we could see this actually swing in the favor of FaZe again, but I still think that Fnatic shan't be ruled out of this. They've certainly showed that they have resilience on Inferno, and this map is not invincible. I'll say it again for FaZe.
I do feel like FaZe are the favorites going into this one, but I agree with the sentiments of Yanko that you're an underdog going into it. Try and play looser, try and just get in their faces. Your players are starting to wake up now. But we'll see what they can do here. It currently sits at 1-1 in this best of 5, and the pistol will be underway. Nico going towards short there with the Glock in hand. They've got 3 sets of armor here, 2 players on utility. Lekr going to be overwhelmed here towards the connector. Down he goes. 3 players on his screen, and nothing he can do about that. It's an early lead for the FaZe clan as Karrigan has got the B side completely under his control.
So in they go, quick as always, but they'll be slowed by damage, by bullets, by Golden, who's gotten 2 again in the pistol round. Golden, he's looking certainly apt to his name as Crims will find Olaf. It's down suddenly to just Rain, even though they had so much entrance on the contact play. It's Fasha that started it with the first kill. And it's Crims that's going to close it.
It was looking so good there for FaZe to get the opening pick. And then all of a sudden, Golden comes to life. That B bomb site was held by Karrigan. He was in there by himself. He hadn't picked up a kill, but the rotations come through. Golden with 2 frags. Crims comes in for 2 as well, as we flash to find the 5th. And we'll go into round number 2 here. No bomb planted, so presumably FaZe clan will be buying up into this one. Deagles, CZs, and P250s. They got 1 smoke. That's in the hands of Karrigan. So in terms of the buy for Fnatic here, they're going to have the rifles out, 2 of which. One is going to be the FAMAS, and there's the MP9 of Lekr pushing off towards shore, finds Nico. Early kill there, and Fnatic looking quite good here at the beginning of a few rounds. Olofmeister will have the Desert Eagle towards the bathrooms, and we'll see if he can find anyone here. The CTs don't really need to challenge whatsoever. JW will have the UMP, but doesn't have to go much further than his current position. Drops the smoke, buys some time. Now he can just focus on holding the bomb site itself by looking towards the opening. Good grenade should go in there. Might do some damage here, not too much. One player towards long, that's Guardian with the Desert Eagle.
JW knows they're likely to be on the other side of the smoke Molotov to get them out of position, but he overextends, perhaps miscalculating how much time was left on that smoke. So stays in position and overstays his welcome as Rain gets the kill finally. Thought he could get out with Crims supporting him, but not quite. Crow's gonna drag over the flank. Takes the wide peak, finds Rain, but Olaf was exactly at that time coming back from bathrooms. So still a 3 versus 2. Bomb is down. Fnatic should still have control, but they're not making it easy on themselves.
Definitely not. Olofmeister with the MP9. Desert Eagle. And looks like he'll be going down here, 13 HP. They have 30 seconds now. What's the play? That is try and hold on to the Deagles and the armor. It doesn't look like that'll be the play. Olofmeister, bomb on his back. Joins his teammate, 20 seconds remaining now. This is see if they can get maybe a couple more kills. Very unlikely to get a plan here.
To the site they go. Given that it's passive, however, if they find 1 single kill, they could get a bomb down. Not gonna happen. It's comes to flush it a hold true. So Fnatic go up 2-0. Good start. First time I think they've had this start that goes more than 1 round, because remember they got shut down on Cash pretty early. Actually, I take that back. It was 2-0, and then they got shut down by FaZe. This time, it'll be a different situation in that FaZe doesn't have the money to justify buying early.
Yeah, nothing they can do here whatsoever. They'll have to just take Glocks, maybe some PT50s. That will be about it. As Fnatic put their best foot forward here on Overpass, a map they're not exactly predicted to win. That's why we said Inferno was an absolute must for them, and they've managed to do it. So this grand final might be able to go the full distance. We'll see what happens. But for now, round number 3, Fnatic up against just Glocks. Only $300 brought into this one.
It's the consistency of Fnatic that certainly separates this series, because on form, believe it or not, a lot of these maps are actually close between them. We go to Mirage next. I would say that's Fnatic's best map when they play well, but you can't rule FaZe out of that map either. Guardian's very good on it. Nico's exceptional on it. So, yeah, it could be a brawl the whole way through no matter what happens. And Fnatic with the early start to take an attempt to take map 3. Can't call that quite yet, given that we're only on round number 3 of it, as Electro will fire through the open doorway. Still just pistols to work with for FaZe Clan, and if they stay efficient, they'll keep all the guns up, no reinvestment. It'll be a perfect situation for Fnatic. In fact, they could justify going for the bonus, and that's exactly the situation as all 5 stay alive.
Absolutely. For Mass, UMP, and an MP9 to work with here. Round number 4 will be quite an interesting one, because FaZe, they force ball, but no plants coming in. They do manage to get the 4 AKs and a Guardian AWP. He did not get armor before. He has no helmet, and that becomes a bit of an issue. Fnatic are going for the bonus round, but they have dropped an AWP for Electro, believe it or not. So throwing away one of those SMGs. That'll be the MP9. Electro will have the AWP towards the B-bomb side as he gets in towards Heaven, doesn't jump down. Guardian looks for any aggression towards middle. There is a little bit of it coming. Smoke from JW, nades towards the fountain. For now, Karrigan will try and get information towards the party area, but flashbang pretty good, and he should be able to find that opening pick. Takes down Crims, nice work. You can see they've eradicated the risks as well by using the smokes towards the mouth of the bathroom. They can just focus on that opening towards the connector.
Karrigan with the angle. Spots JW, takes the brunt of the exchange, but forces JW back toward the site. They'll also have the rotation in place for both JW and Electro, and they want JW to get aggressive again. Spots one in doing so. Takes a bullet through the edge of the extended wall on the entrance to the bathroom, just in front of Olaf. Meanwhile, Nico's still working out exactly what's going on toward construction in the attempt or a chance that they head back that direction. They might now. That kill from Flusha might funnel them or discourage them at the very least on toward A, because, again, they forced JW back once. That good thing that Olaf spotted him. I was going to say, he's slowly creeping back into position after that kill.
4 on 4, 35 seconds remaining. In terms of utility, just one smoke here for FaZe, and they've only got very basic map control, and it's falling apart. Olofmeister will get JW, but it's still not looking too good. 3 versus 2, but that kill could be absolutely everything. B-bomb site at least a little bit open. Electro will defend. Remember, he's got that AWP. Great frag to take down the bomber, and Olofmeister might have to fall back here. He's got 14 seconds on the clock. Flasher can see the bomb. He will go for it, but such low HP, almost no chance of converting this one. And it will be 4-0 to Fnatic. A great call to hit Electro on the AWP as well. They just didn't see it coming. Ran through Monster. He nails the shot. And now Olaf and co, they're starting to feel the pressure a bit, Matt. They're not the same team we saw on Cash. That dynamic, this unit running around just fragging everyone.
Well, you got to wonder as well, battle of attrition, as it were, on the last map, going the distance. It's a long series, especially with this much pressure in a situation like that. It can be exhausting in a lot of ways mentally, so they definitely have to spring back on this very early. Still 4-0. It's only 1 gun round gone against them, as well as the pistol when you really boil it down. But you're right, FaZe hasn't had a slow start yet in this series, so we'll see a different side of them, and it has been mentioned throughout the course of, ever since the majors, throughout the course of this week and last week at Starladder, that when they play from behind on the T side, that's when the cracks show.
That's true, actually. Absolutely. Max 7 for JW. He'll be towards that connector, as you can see. Looking to farm some cash with the shotgun. $900 per kill found. Molotov's in, basic execution here. First objective, get that bomb down, but they might even get more kills here. JW from the connector takes down Guardian. Damage has been inflicted, and unfortunately, nothing really converted from it. The bomb might be able to go down here, but it's actually all the way towards short, so nothing Nico and Rain can really do here, even more so Rain as he takes the shotgun to the face. $1,800 farm now, and JW looking for his 3rd, and he'll get it. Well played. This is when he starts to get warmed up as well. He had a pretty slow game on Inferno, but if he starts getting the shotgun now, having some fun, and feeling like he's got some control of the map and getting decent early kills, he can really get into it. You can see them looking a little bit more frustrated now. Nico just discussing with Karrigan what the approach will be going to this one. They have got the maximum loss bonus now, and there are more grenades, flashbangs, and those Molotovs. Guardian still with no helmet. It's very vulnerable to those M4s, and indeed the shotgun. Number 6, FaZe yet to post around.
Flasha looking toward construction, the safer of the boosts. We often talk about the crosshair placement. I should say people, pretty much everyone looks that direction now for the jump. JW sticking on the shotgun is in prime position to use it, but with 2 players in front of him, how does he reset himself before getting the first kill? Well, he's giving it to him, because Nico doesn't challenge, but backing away, he manages to get the shot. He's still tagged down to 7 HP, and watch out for Crims, he's coming alive again. Kerrigan shuts him down, gives him a chance. It's only a 1-man deficit, and CTs will have to spread themselves out.
3 versus 2. As FaZe need to work out how they operate now. Golden waits towards the back of the beep site. That's all he has to do, though. He doesn't have to challenge for the frag. He has the incendiary map. So as soon as he spots him coming in, throw the incendiary, deny the plant as long as possible. That's 7 seconds. They can't really plant at all, so he's fine to play this safe. Doesn't want to go down for absolutely nothing. Play a safe to position, as Flusher could find absolutely everything here. He is coming behind them. They have no idea. He pops out towards the connector now. He's got a great chance. He's going to do it. As he looks to his left, he will. He's going to find both of them. He's going for double knives. Oh my goodness, he'll get both. Just a single, but that's enough to win the round.
I'm sure he would have had a heart and mouth moment when he thought there was only 1, and I'll just get the knife, and then, oh, there's 2. That could have been awkward, but he gets the gun drawn in time and gets away with it, gets the extra money, and hey, let's send a message. If you want to put FaZe on the back foot, put them into a deficit early, that's one way to do it, and certainly gives them some momentum in the series. 6-0. At that moment, he would have thought, oh, please
Maybe
don't
not.
turn too quickly.
Well, there we go. He may be a little bit upset he didn't get the double knife. That would have been quite a historic thing to happen. And, oh, there's Carrigan. It's like, well, what can I do about that one? 6-0. And FaZe, I'm not sure where their money sits right now. It will be at $3,400 per player, but is that enough to buy? Carrigan doesn't seem to think so. They'll just go on another partial here. And this is the FaZe we discussed. Like, on cash, they look like an unstoppable, scary team, right? There's no one can come near that sort of play. But, like you said, if they have a slow start on the T side, you do see this side of them. It can fall apart at times.
And I think Fnatic has arrived in this series. On cash, I would say, okay, yes, FaZe looked very good. More of the FaZe we're used to seeing. But Fnatic didn't look like what we've seen, at least in this tournament. We have seen that side of them recently. Pro League's been a slow start. Star Ladder wasn't amazing. But we have certainly seen in this tournament that they had more to offer, and they're showing us that finally. So we're kind of meeting in the middle, if you will. But Fnatic running away with this game at the start, has Crims inside of the bathroom to hear Kerrigan running toward him. CZ gets the kill. Not even going to elect to pick up the gun. He'll leave it there for Nico running through, and they've pushed Flusha back. The speed catching off Fnatic ever so slightly with the smokes down as well. Bomb planted. FaZe are looking to steal a round away. Remember, this is how Fnatic found their first round on on Cash. Nico nearly saved his teammate, but Flusha got 1 bullet in that was the end of Olaf far too soon. Kerrigan again gets to get another one on the pistol. It's JW down on the flank, and suddenly pressure on.
Not really much they can do with this now as the AWP on the retake. Certainly not an ideal weapon. And FaZe have managed to salvage some smoke grenades as well. Those will be going towards the CT spawn area, and that's it. CZ75, Matt's a hell of a weapon, and it's the one that strikes towards the A bomb site, and nothing Fnatic can do about it. It's just one of those snowball effects. If you lose that first kill, and they manage to enter the bomb site, they find a rifle, and they start swarming all the choke points, you're still in transition. It's such a difficult round to recover, and you can see sometimes all it takes is that 1 kill, and you just could feel the round was over at that point. They get all 5 players on the bomb site, and Fnatic can just look on. They will save a couple of weapons, including the AWP, but Lekra will take that for the B side again. Round number 8, FaZe have arrived. I mean, this is their map pick, and Guardians on 1 kill, 6 deaths. Same story for Rain. Now, that is not good news at all, having those guys at the very bottom, but she mentioned still early days here, and a chance to start whittling down the Fnatic bankroll. They still have Lekra on 7k, same story for Golden. And towards the T-step, says Crims will push past the fountain here for Esk, as Kerrigan will be listening out to see if he is on the other side.
Subtle caveat in that setup is that normally the second player at the party position, or the picnic position, watches behind on the second entrance toward the park, and JW wasn't, so Kerrigan almost slipped in behind him. In fact, he does turn it around eventually to find Crims. Different scenario in that situation, given where they were positioned, but watch B, Rain trading back off Golden. It's on to Flusha, and Flusha has been hot, but Guardian has the AWP, and he's certainly proficient at all angles and all distances. As up close, he gets the shot. Now he's got to hold in reverse fashion toward Lekro, trying to work back in from sandbags, and the op's not going to be his biggest problem. It's going to be Olaf on the AK sliding out down to just JW. Could be back-to-back rounds, avoiding the reset for FaZe.
There we go. So FaZe will have a much more convincing round here, but JW is going to try and do something about that. Tags up Kerrigan, looks like they actually rotate towards the A site here potentially. Not going to take any chances at all. That's actually a very smart play. If they plant him B and he takes one of them down, it could all fall apart, but now Kerrigan can watch the rotation, And then JW seems to be aware, as they will plant towards A. Nice open plant towards CT and Bank. I don't really think JW can do much about this now, but he goes towards Long, and he'll be challenging Olofmeister momentarily.
First shot successful. Olaf goes down, and look how quickly he goes down. JW knows that, again, even if he doesn't win this round, this would have been a reset, which means the money's going to be low for FaZe, and look how low the HP is. Not only that, given that they expected JW to still be over toward B, Kerrigan's a little bit late to get position, which means JW might be able to solve this. Guardian goes passive as a result, and he nails the shot on the AWP.
Let's see what that means. The code Groban there, big round for FaZe. 2 in a row. They cannot afford to lose it. Kerrigan there, not the cleanest of kills. Well, Crims with a nade in his hand, and Crims has been struggling with the first picks. You see a very passionate player. Doesn't want to let the team down, and great push, just Kerrigan checked it in the nick of time. And we'll be round number 9 here. This will be the last buy Fnatic have. They've got 4 players all in, Crims with 2,400. All about the Guardian this time, JW back on the shotgun.
Molotov, not smoke. Guardian seems to be wanting to go for contact. Great shot from Crims on Bathrooms. I was thinking it was going to be more about the action at Monster. It will be now. Certainly with that kill, it confirms it, funnels them in. Everyone's blind, but Golden doesn't like to peek. Holds a tight angle, and it works because Lekro on the second op this time is able to catch Nico deep inside of the site. The man who I thought was going to go for the contact play is suddenly the last alive.
Oh, this is a done round. Guardian now is the question as to whether he'll save the AWP. Good flashbang. Could get a couple more out of this one. And Fnatic are starting to crumble. What's going on? One player has found 3 kills. Guardian looking to ace this one out. This could be one of the best rounds of the entire tournament so far. 4 kills picked up. It's down to Crims. This was a 5 versus 1 map. And he's got time as well. The bomb won't be on his back, and he's going for the long con here. Back through T-spawn.
What a play to hit that third shot. Little bit of luck on his side, perhaps, but he knew where Golden was. And you're right, this fell apart. They forced this, and Guardian is so damn good on the AWP. The long con, he won't overcommit to it. He went back thinking Crims would reveal himself. He's just Molotov'd himself off the bomb. He wanted to force out from barrels. Crims now knows he's inside of the site, but Guardian has every opportunity, you're right, to make this a remarkable 1 versus 5. Oh, wow. And Crims will hear him heading toward A, but that means he won't get there in time to deny the plant. There's nothing that can be done, at least for that facet. How quickly does Guardian post up and realize where Crims is going to be coming from, though? He knows he wasn't in B, so he's got to be toward Bathroom. Surely Guardian looks that direction with it. Down in position, Crims not looking yet, and Guardian just gets behind the box. That also means Crims will get closer to the site by the stairs. But Guardian will wait for this to go to time. Incendiary could be a factor, because if he puts it in front of Guardian, how does he work back in? It's gone toward the dumpster. That means Guardian knows exactly where to look. Oh! And he's got all 5.
There he is. The world's best sniper comes to life in the 5 versus 1. Fnatic, that is a huge fumble. You cannot afford those mistakes. They could have just sat in the bomb side. They had the bomb. They had 5 players alive. And it's got to be one of the biggest blunders in Grand Final history. My God, how have they let it happen? And Guardian, just stellar. Finds the final shot, played it to perfection, even after Molotoving the bomb. And yes, take a pause. Even FaZe can call it this time. Let them stew over that. Let them argue.
And that's not uncharacteristic of Kerrigan to call a pause in these situations. Astralis did it to Fnatic before he was Olaf teammate back in Columbus, and Crims is broken. He knows that that never should have happened. You're right, Grand Finals especially. And it's not like Guardian didn't earn that either. Oh my goodness, the first 3 knew exactly where Golden was. He was trapped, he was scared. And Crims is more disappointed because he was the last one alive and he couldn't stop it. It was like watching a train wreck in front of his own eyes in slow motion and not being able to get out of the way.
Unbelievable scenes. My goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this could be a bumpy ride now for Fnatic. 5 versus 1. And it's Guardian who delivers absolutely everything, gets FaZe right back in this game. The AWP is out, it is a force buy. 6-3. We have UMP, CZs. The Shotgun again for JW. Can they recover from that blunder?
And it would have been the economy in their favor. We talked about FaZe struggling to get back in, showing chinks in the armor. Well, Fnatic just exposed their entire body to Guardian. The guard let down. Up long they go, and with Crim's on the AWP, he's in front bathroom, so there's nothing they're going to be able to do to close the distance on this position. They don't even have an aggressive stance toward the connector itself. Meaning that Flush is going to have to be ready because there's very likely contact heading his direction, and he only has the CZ. Crims is aware that there's a little bit of a possibility they head that way, so he'll position accordingly. Interesting setup. JW, by the way, don't be fooled by the minimap, he's down below, so he's got a chance to strike, but Nico's watching that very, very closely. And Nico should find this kill with relative ease on the AK. Maybe not the kill, but damage nonetheless, and JW is going to be deterred from that angle, that position. AWP is everything for Crims when they go. Oh, he's missed the first shot, he's burning. He gets it, but he's so low on HP that Kerrigan very quickly disposes of him.
Well, this is going to be a difficult retake now. Remember, they've got no kits, no grenades, a player on a shotgun and a UMP. FaZe in full control of the situation as they look for their 4th round hit. Fnatic, will they even go for the retake? Seems like the answer will be no. JW falls back. Gonna save what little utility and weaponry they have. One smoke, one incendiary. There's just no chance they can win that round. They have to save him. Even if it's not much, just think, well, it's better than nothing. Which is what we'll have if we go for that and not even find a single kill. My goodness. Still recovering from that epic, historic clutch there from Guardian.
And look what it did for the money. Look what it did for the finances of FaZe. Because now they're in a situation where they actually have the favored weaponry, the money in the bank. And Fnatic's good work to start this off has just been completely ripped apart by one man and one man alone. And they look silent. Certainly not as happy and cheerful as they did before that round.
It would change the mood quite suddenly, wouldn't it? 6-4, and with the save weaponry, they'll adjust slightly. They won't go all in, just trying to see what they can get done with the Deagles here. And the shotgun and the M4A4 in the hands of Lekro. They have a bit of utility, a couple of smokes, incendiaries, no defuse kit just to note in case it gets close. JW once again in the connector, the best spot for the shotgun. No backup from his teammate though, who's all in with the Mag 7. Probably the most prolific shotgun user of the pro scene, I guess. Definitely.
Whatever that's worth.
Yeah, you know, like he's one of the, it's a cheap weapon that farms money. If you can find kills with it, fair play.
JW likes it. He's gone to it a lot. He goes to it more than most people who go to an SMG in this situation. He's got to be careful with it in this particular instance, though, because everyone's going to surround him. He'll go down with not much say in the fight. Micro's tagged at 14. He's forced off. This is another FaZe round. It's going to be 6-5. Olaf, very quick to find Flush up.
They'll have money next round. Remember, they have been saving weaponry. They currently sit on about $2,000 per player right now, but they were 6-0 up. They have now lost 5 rounds in a row. Double AWP available if they so wish. 6-5 the overall scoreline. All for JW. I think I saw a secondary one for Lekro, so going to be trying that again. Bad time to calm down now. Next full gun round comes through. I don't think we'll see anything like that for a very long time. It's been a while since we had a 1v5. The last one that comes to mind is JDM against G2, I believe.
Certainly, I think Simple had one on Cobblestone. I don't know if that was the most recent. Flush shot. In position, but can't do anything with it. No support on the play as well, and he was certainly going to be traded. If not by the first, certainly by the second, as Guardian's also there with Rain. W this time is in connector. They haven't had too much pressure on long Fnatic throughout this map. Saw one push toward Fountain. Remember, Crims went up there with JW. It was probably around 4 or 5. But not much at long. So this is the first time they've gone that direction on the map. They don't have anyone else being aggressive, and therefore they don't really know what's going on toward connector. Bomb back in, and JW goes, finds Guardian. Good shot, pushing through, saw the shadow, but no chance to respond that quickly. Good timing from Rain, and that's going to open up sight. Crims is there, but not the best of angles. Smoke will go beside him. The fact that he's on top of the dumpster, I was going to say, he should have enough to see through that. It was just enough. But still, he takes damage, not a lot, so needs to just be efficient, stay alive. Crims, that's the name of his game, to be fair, but not when he's overrun that quickly by Rain. Only so much a man can do to stay alive, and Lekro, he could go for the denial shot through box, but rather efficiently, he'll take down Nico instead, and he knows exactly that there's a player behind the truck. He needs to tell Golden that. He's the one that's going to have to work his way in that direction, and Rain is well aware that he was spotted, so he changes his angle, Smoke down to do so, and Golden might have trouble even getting toward the site at all.
Rain, good flashbang towards the spawn area, but now Golden, he's got a very difficult task. The bomb's ticking away, and Olaf Meister will take down his teammate. They're even backing up. They know they've won this round. Golden, no utility ever. Smoke, that could make it a little bit more uncomfortable for them, but that's the right call. Pick up the orb, get out of there. But 6 rounds in a row for FaZe, which was a 6-0 game. Fnatic were running away with this as Rain. Oh my goodness, Golden. Good shot. How's he done that?
Didn't even take any damage because he was able to survive on the back of the stairs. They would have hoped that they at least took him down with the bomb blast. And so they should be aware that there's an AWP still up.
Oh, wow.
And Crims, yeah, he's really on the... At what point is that too much?
I think just about there. That looks like it's actually being quite detrimental to his team. I wouldn't want
At
to
what
have
point
that
as well,
anger.
it's a good thing he uses a soft pad because it's breaking that damage, if you will, between his knuckles and the desk.
Yeah, you don't want that sort of environment when you're trying to play. 6-6 though, and another timeout for Fnatic. They need to stay composed at this point. Can't break down. It's happened now. It's still a winnable game. They'll take a partial by JW. Will be given the orb. They're not going to go all in. Crims with the CZ. They've got armor. Deagles and JW. It's one of those maps where you really can step up. A solo orb is more than enough. You see players like Oscar and indeed Guardian get this solo orb and carry around single-handedly. It's all about just being versatile. Bouncing around the map. You get to kill a monster, you go back towards the A side. You're trying to funnel them in towards you by finding those opening kills and just changing your position up. Being unpredictable is the aim of the game, and JW, at least this round, goes towards a connector. Great position to find an opening kill. As the door is naded out, he'll have to fall back a little bit there. But he knows if he can just find one player fall back, that could be absolutely everything for his team.
Smoke still down on Monster, meaning the AWP and the big man's hands can't do anything as Guardian's limited for now. Vision, in fact, already does. I was going to say any second, but already does. And they are slowly accumulating in that direction with Golden and Lekro to hold them off. Flusha, thankfully, has worked his way over based on how aggressive they're being toward bathrooms. Keep in mind, Olaf could catch off JW. That takes down a massive facet in the retake. Not only that, shutting them off if they try and go through sandbags. Big kill for Olaf, and they're actually going to rotate off of that alone.
And that's the only weapon available. The orb goes down for nothing. And it will be up to Olaf to find the second frag. I dare say he'll pick this one up. As he gets on the site, nope, the CZ prevails this time. Crimzo, the weapon, just out of reach. Just about, though. He might not even need it. As he takes the second one down, 3 versus 2. Can he find anything more?
If he finds a third, it would be incredible. How does Golden slip around? That gives Crims an escape plan, but
They didn't throw that orb away.
Quite the great escape, you're right. They easily could have. Golden in a 1 versus 2. Does he weigh out keeping the AWP or not? Remember, he did actually save the AWP last round. I think he actually held this from the start. So he's going to slip up with the Deagle. Guardian goes backstairs, so too does Rain. They know exactly the direction that he's coming from. And he's not going to spot the second player's feet first, even though it was a possibility if he walked down the stairwell. They had faith in each other, and rightfully so, as Guardian finds Golden. We go the lead to FaZe 7 rounds in a row. Forget everything I said about struggling to play from behind on the T side. That has just been overruled.
Oh yeah, Guardian found a solution for that.
Yeah, it certainly did.
I'm not sure it's sustainable, but was a decent approach, I have to say. Round number 14, 7-6, FaZe. Back in the driving seat. This is their map pick after being 6-0 down on what is considered a CT map. FaZe gets 7 in a row, and you can see it's understandable that a team could fall apart after losing that sort of round, and the frustration sets in. They're only human, and emotions can override sometimes as they'll throw smokes and incendiary. You can see how well that works. It blocks the vision and pushes them back. And now full mid control for JW. How long can he keep it though? Well, that's dictated by the smoke. Well, no matter. Carrigan goes down on the other side of the map. That's towards Monster. He walked in Monster by himself, just to note. That's Carrigan with no one else with him. He's lurking and tries to get through. He's punished for it. His teammates can't respond with that. Now JW still control the playground.
And they have gone for contact a few times through Monster, but typically not alone. Yeah, they've gone in with at least trade potential. So yeah, interesting call. Flush is going to make even better toward Connector. I say it with bated breath. I was waiting to see what would happen because Rain nearly got away with both. Nico trades it, but thankfully Lekro was quick to hop on the position at Sandbags and cut him off, trying to retreat back into water. So it is just Guardian again. Henry.
No.
Lightning doesn't strike twice. Mind you, he is lightning quick. And he'll know that last time he was successful, why not give it a go again? Round 14, they've got plenty of money, honey, so let's go. Guardian in fast as always. He's absolutely going to check to his left. Pre-fire from Lekro baits out the shot. Oh, no! Golden! Oh my goodness, there's no worse time that he could have done that, but they do tie things up.
Could you imagine if Guardian hits that second shot? That would have been unreal. That would have been the end of the game there. After the team kill comes and he hits the quick scope there. It's unfortunate, there's nothing he can do. He gets the kill regardless, so it's fine. No harm, no foul is what we usually say. But that was a door swinging open for Guardian there.
He was, you're right, because he was just about reset on the weapon to fire when he was, I thought, absolutely dead. And then Golden gave him that split second longer. Oh man, that would have been insane. Carrigan this time won't go quite so lonely toward Monster. In fact, he'll go with Nico in toward water. They will send a contact play, though. Smoke down late. They're going to go straight through it. Rain and Olaf trying to catch off Lekro. He got aggressive, and not only did he find Nico, he spots Rain as well. He's still alive on this as well. The second off, Lekro seeming very proficient on it, and it's Guardian that finally gets him down. Not a third time. He's got 1 for 1 on the clutches. The first and foremost was the most delightful we've seen in a while. 6 HP. We'll see if he can make it happen. Has the bomb as well. Doesn't, I think, know that they're both behind him. Otherwise, he might just run this 2A now. He still could.
He definitely could. HP obviously a factor here. Down to just 6, and they are both waiting towards short. And that's the way to operate here, Matt. They know they stick together. He can't pick them off one by one. Whatever shot he takes, they're ready to strike together. So even if he gets the bomb down towards A, sure, it's problematic. But this is quite smart. He can throw a flash in towards B. They'll hear that. And now he can book it towards the A bomb side. Plan for the other side towards the bathrooms. And we'll see if that is going to work out for him.
But you've already broken it down perfectly. The fact that he's on an AWP, if he takes one shot, even if he's successful in hitting it, they'll try and trade off it as fast as they possibly can. Another flash to B. He's trying to hold them there. He's trying to buy himself as much time as possible. Low HP, AWP. How aggressive does Guardian get? Because it wouldn't surprise me if we saw him jump toward them. The problem is he doesn't have that information. Imagine this time he's got a team kill to try and help him with one. Imagine this time he gets a collateral.
This could be absolutely epic. Like we said, sticking together, making sure they trade out any shots he takes. He is so low. But they do have smokes and incendiaries. Surely they have no chance.
They're not going to know where he is. Oh, that was it. That was absolutely it, because it was still the one-on-one as a result of that. Now they can work this perfectly. They're already on the defuse, and Crims, he knew it. He held the angle.
Well, there we go. Guardian, great attempt there, but FaZe, they'll have to let that round slip by the wayside. Fnatic will win the half 8-7, but Matthew, that was one of the most controversial rounds I've seen in a very long time. Epic stuff there from Guardian, and FaZe are right back in this map after looking very bleak in the opening few rounds. 8-7.5, who will come back and take it after the break? You'll have to find out.
There's no better play to show, perhaps ever, but certainly to sum up exactly what just happened in the first half. My God, Guardian.
It's just one of those plays, mate. You just don't think it would ever happen. You're in a 5 versus 1, you think, we've got the bomb here, we can afford to give up a couple of frags. He might kill some of us, it's Guardian, but he gets all 5. That was unreal, and it's going to be one of the most iconic all plays in CSGO history if they do come back and win this map. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, the second half. Fnatic lead 8-7. FaZe will be purchasing 1 defuse kit and 1 smoke. Lekra with the P250 and armor. He's been excellent. I really have enjoyed his play and how he's developed over the years. Golden with smoke and the Glock. He had to drop that P250 for Lekra as they go towards long. Nice approach so far. No CT presence there whatsoever. Flusher holds the connector, waiting for the rotations from the B bomb site up and towards A. Trying to inflict initial damage here. Rain takes 1 bullet to the chest. Very important here. Fnatic to maintain that lead. Remember, it's a CT-sided map. They give this pistol up. Could mean absolutely everything for FaZe.
Golden back down to the stairs with JW. All off to wait. Friends or foes? Certainly wants to take them all down. So far, no activity, even though that door looks like it would be a likely scenario and part of the equation. It will have to wait for the other 3 to get in position first. We've got a final now. Map 3, deadlocked at half. Winner of this takes the advantage and potentially can win it on 4. As opposed to have to sweep in reverse as Flusha finds Nico. Good start. That'll allow them into the site. Forces Olaf off of sandbags as well, and he'll back all the way to the door, but it's Guardian arriving over top of his shoulder that finds the kill onto Lekro. No sooner does he find that, does the bomb go down, and they get the kill back from Crims. I say bomb go down? Okay, it has now. So Crims is able to do that. And Rain will work with his teammates. They have a kit picked up again by Olaf. Up from Kerrigan. Good position, JW swings out, Guardian's low, he's got to find the kill, finds both. He's going to look toward the heavens, it's Flusha to get the kill instead, but it doesn't matter. Fnatic get a second pistol round.
Well, there we go, Fnatic 9-7. This is FaZe's pick, remember, and Fnatic are really rising to the occasion. Sure, it was a bumpy ride. They were 6-0 up. They lost a 1v5, but this is still very much on the cards for them. They've had time to calm down at this point, and they will have 3 rifles in round number 17 here, 2 of which are AKs. There's a Galil for Lekro, Flusha and Golden with the SMGs. There will be a force buy response though from FaZe. They've got the CZs, of course they have. What a weapon that's been in the last few months. And they have 1 smoke as they focus towards being 2 players in the connector, 2 towards short. And actually going for the boost here as well. This can be a fantastic boost with that CZ, and Rain will spot 1, doesn't want to pull the trigger just yet. He does get the dink, but no frag just yet. Couldn't find the second shot.
He would have loved to have stuck around to take that kill, but he knew he was flirting with death in doing so because the rifle would have spammed back through the tin wall. Olaf, you're right, though, does still find one with this.
You've got to be so careful, man. You're by yourself, you know you're against CZs, and you run up with no trade potential or utility into a really tight choke point where the CZ really thrives. And you give up one of the rifles there. Golden goes down with nothing.
Slow and steady, they will make sure they are a little more careful, perhaps, as they go toward Rain. But Rain in the bathrooms, he's always so good! Nearly gets a second as well. JW's on 12, but he certainly gives this a possibility. Kerrigan on 10, Olaf on 7. They're weak in their own right, but certainly be confident in taking duels, considering the situation, considering they still have the advantage. That's nullified for now as Crims gets Kerrigan down and Nico in the corner. Nico with a deagle and spotted by Crims. Good composure. Work the crossfires and they pull back the round.
They do indeed. Well played, Fnatic, after giving that first frag. It always gets a bit dicey against those CZs. FaZe with the opening kill and doing significant damage and taking a few weapons out of their hands, but overall Fnatic know they're up against a full eco. FaZe will have to just go with default weaponry here. Maybe a P250 here or there. I doubt it though. Olaf might maybe can justify one. We'll see if he purchases it. Nothing at all, not even a flashbang here. And they might just send 5 players towards the fountain and try and challenge. And we'll see If that gets anything done whatsoever, I don't think it will, considering that only Flushes is there. It'll probably get him down. He's only got a PT-50 though, so he's happy with that. He's called as a 5-man stack, so that's job done. Sure, he gets nothing, but he hasn't given up a weapon, and they can just go towards the B-bomb side now. Plan happily, and know they've secured the round.
Olaf trying to peek back in, can't do anything of Lekro. Fnatic should be able to secure. Watch for Kerrigan. He still might be a nuisance, a bit of a pest. He comes down the ladder late and Crims hears him, thankfully. Turns around and gets the kill. Could have been costly in terms of giving away a gun, if nothing else, because the round still would have been a long shot in that situation. But a gun to go into the gun round, meaning less purchase value lost and more utility brought out for FaZe it would have been. So good control and composure. Fnatic should make this now 11 rounds in their favor. Imagine what could have been as well if not for Guardian. This is a heck of a game, and the fact that FaZe can easily turn this back, we've seen that already once.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely so. And this, after at least, it will be 3-0 coming in for Fnatic. Clean rounds as well. You can see 4 players surviving here. One was picked up by Kerrigan, but that's all they'll find. All 5 go down for FaZe. We didn't invest any money into that round, so that's fine. Lots of money for the Fnatic side. I'd call this a bonus round, sure. Golden, Mac 10, Lekro. He's gonna have the Galil. Flusher yet to buy. And Nico, 5 kills, Matthew, and 15 deaths. This is not looking good for someone that was so strong in the opening map on Cash. He was unbelievably good. He sits on 5 kills now. Nico and Rain at the bottom of the scoreboard. This is a complete disaster compared to what we saw on Cash. They're at the very top. Both of them are 20+ frags, and now they're both residing at the bottom. See if they can pull it back.
Well, you're right about Rain on Cash, but Inferno, Rain was nowhere near in contention. The fact that Nico's got 5, yeah, this is very shocking. And hey, look, Fnatic's not going to be complaining.
No, definitely not. You'd be happy about that. Even with the 1 versus 5, they're 11-7 up right now. This is right back on track for them.
Crimson Flusha have been certainly the form for Fnatic as well. Smoke down at Monster. Flusha, speaking of, won't be able to spot through. And Olaf is going to try and play the slide. Golden. Desperate to find something with the Mac 10, even though he's flashed off, sprays into it. Crim's patience. Crims versus Rain is turning into a tantalizing battle throughout this entire series on every single map. And you know what? They are similar in their style. Rain's a little more coy, I guess. A little more of a snake as he slips in behind, but Crims is very efficient and patient to hold off angles, so it certainly catches out Rain every now and then.
Maybe he's the mongoose.
Perhaps. Not a bad way of putting it.
Yeah. Well, then it will be the B execute coming in. The bombs residing towards the monster tunnel, the opening pick. This is a bonus round, remember, as Flusher opens things up, takes down Nico again. He's having a nightmare on this 3rd map as they'll go down once more. B bomb site open. Kerrigan, is he going to be the one that saves the day here? Good frag to take down Golden. And now 3 versus 2. JW coming for the long flank here. He doesn't hit the shots, but Lekro certainly does with that Galil. And they're looking fantastic right now. Fnatic have got FaZe painted into a corner. Not really much they can do with this. Another eco is going to be 13-7. Nico is MIA.
Another man that had a very slow start on Cash. Lekro was non-existent. We were talking about the fact he hasn't been on the stage much. Well, the last 2 have been much better, and this one is awesome. 16 kills, not that far behind the man who have won, or the men, I should say, who have won multiple major championships and won on this stage before as well.
Well, there we go. You're absolutely right. Lekro has been solid. Cash, sure, we'll give them a pass there. It's the first map, and they were shaking off the nerves, but now they've got Inferno, and now potentially this 3rd map, he gets another kill there. Kerrigan drops very early on. This is not a partial buy, really, just an eco. Upgraded pistol, sure, but no armor, no nades. Olofmeister has got a piece of Kevlar, just a note. The 13-7 should be guaranteed at this point. And the star players on their map pick, FaZe, just plummeting right now. We have seen this in grand finals before.
Olaf's going to get caught off surely. Flusha not undeterred or caught unaware because he certainly knew that there was no information in that direction. So if he's going to walk by, might as well look there, certainly. Gains himself a kill. As Rain stuck in the bathrooms with the Deagle. This time has to be incredible because he can't be sneaky as he was with the CZ75 early on in round 2, which nearly yielded victory for FaZe. It's still good. Oh, I say he's got to fight aggressively, and suddenly it's not Rain, it's a hailstorm because the Deagle finds 2, and he's going to go back for more damage onto JW. That's going to put Nico in position as Rain now knows all he has to focus on is long, and JW is low. He smokes himself off. They're going to chase him down, and hello, Deagle once more. 3 for Rain. Never a better time to wake up.
Well, it might not be done just yet. 1 versus 1. Nico versus Flusha. Remember, Nico with no armor takes a nade to the face there, smoking towards the bathroom, and Flusha, oh my goodness, so aggressive, goes past him in the smoke, and he takes him down. Flusha keeps the dream alive there. It was looking like it was about to fall apart to the eco, but aggressive play, dropping another smoke, causing confusion. Nico with no armor, as soon as he hits or takes one bullet, his aim's gonna flick up. It's called aim punch. And he really struggles with it there, but Rain, he felt like he did enough there, man. Such fantastic work in that bathroom once again, but it wasn't quite enough.
Aggressive to take JW. They wanted weapons as fast as they could. But what a call from Flusha to look back to make sure Nico wasn't sneaking behind. He certainly was. Oh, Flusha.
That's fine.
Changes things a little bit, though. That Molotov was going to cover that position. What a shot from Lekro. That makes up for the missed Molotov.
So if they had that Molotov down there, they wouldn't even get that kill. So that's kind of cool. It worked out in a strange way. But still 4-4. Nico gets the trade. Lekro probably wanted to fall back there considering he had such low HP. Did not before, and Nico will pick up the secondary orb. But a 4-4 certainly favors the terrorist forces as JW, he starts to encroach on the A-bomb side. He wants to challenge it. Spots Guardian. Smoke will come through. I'm not sure who that benefits. That's thrown by the T's. That must be a completely missed smoke.
It's from Golden. I don't know what he was getting at with that, but you're right.
There's nothing for them.
In fact, if anything, it made it worse for JW, who just spotted Guardian, as you said, and was trying to find an angle to hold off left side of the box.
Maybe he's like, I don't want you to take this pick. I'm not going to let you.
Oh, the old pistol throw.
You do like to see it sometimes.
Golden trying everything this round. If the nades didn't work, maybe the pistol will.
Take this. 13-7, like we said. This situation favors Fnatic. Guardian has been exceptional throughout this tournament. Grenades coming in though. They are aware of his position. High bang, flashbang goes in the air. Doesn't flash him too much, but it's enough to bail out the shots. And Flusha capitalizing once again, gets the double kill. Bomb down on the truck, and two players to rotate in and try and retake this bomb site. It's not going to happen. Carrigan with desperate play there, Matt. Nothing can be done. And round number 14 coming in. Fnatic are looking poised to take map number 3 here and make the scoreline 2-1. Money will be in the bin. They're going to have $3,400 per player, but on the CT side, that is not enough. Flusha and co will go hunting here, trying to find Nico, who sits on 7 kills, 17 deaths.
Is this another final that Nico suddenly disappears?
That's happened a few times now, hasn't it?
Is he the Marion Hossa?
It's becoming
Someone
a trend.
will get that reference.
Yeah, I don't. I'll pretend it works. It probably does. I just don't know what it means. Nico won't survive here either, but the looks of things have to be a hell of a quick scope. He can't hit it. That's still huge. If he saves it up, gives it to Guardian, they've got a chance that next round. They can probably justify a force. Not anymore. That's gone. Flusha. What a play. What a half he's having here. He's been one of the absolute best performers in this tournament for Fnatic. And what a time to really turn up in the third map when you've tied things up at 1-1. If they can steal a pick away from FaZe here, they go on to Mirage next. You've already pointed it out. That's one of their best maps.
That's an incredible stat for Lekro. I've already forgotten all the numbers, but I think it was plus 40 in opening duels. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you got to be quick with those stats. I give you about 5 seconds. You have to memorize it, then get it out.
It's fine. Our viewers probably read faster than I do.
Yeah.
Lekro, not quite. Oh, okay, take it back. I was going to say not quite as quick this time. He certainly is. Plus 42 in opening duels, perhaps. Takes down 2 more, 1 through smoke. And Carrigan suddenly realizing that this map is getting harder and harder. And remember, this is FaZe's choice. Fnatic is back on form, and we go to Mirage next.
This is so good. Fnatic. No one expected them to really show up here. This should be a map where FaZe look clinical, where everything goes well, but you've got 2 players that's not turning up, 2 of your key players. That's Nico again, down with just 1 kill. The trades aren't really there. All of Mice can't do anything about it. And remember, their money's still not amazing. They don't have the AWP. They don't have that luxury of Guardian being able to carry them through rounds. This map really lends itself to his skill set.
And how many times?
Oh,
Lekro with both. It was Rain by mistake, I almost dare say. As he spotted Carrigan sneaking up, the spray control works for both. And it's Guardian again versus a handful of players.
No orb this time. No chance for any nonsense.
And he's already going to be surrounded. JW sneaking up. I don't think he's going to spot him. It should be Guardian just, okay, not quite, around the sandbags, I was going to say. They at least know where he is. The other aspect for this for FaZe, look, we're not done. We're still 1-1 in maps, maybe 2-1 for Fnatic. FaZe was upset by Na'Vi last week, upset by Cloud9 in the major final. How many times are they going to lose to teams where they're the heavy favorites? It's unbelievable at this point in time. As JW, he's going to take down Guardian as well. Perhaps this team has issues with its own mentality.
We thought Fnatic were the ones that were like tilting off the face of the planet. We saw those reactions from Crims. We thought they would be the ones to crack first, but maybe it's fired them up, and it looks like now a FaZe clan will take a pause. They've got shotguns, FAMASs, and SMGs, a couple of rifles. But this is looking like it could be over. It's going to be 8 rounds in a row on the CT side.
Interestingly enough, I thought about that a little bit between maps with Crims, and we talked about, at what point is it too much? It certainly showed it might have been in the first half. At the same time, I haven't seen him show any emotion like that in a long time. So maybe that in itself suggests how much it matters to him now that he's back into it. That sign certainly speaks to it, but it's nice to see him be invested in some ways. Sure, you have to weigh that out and how much is it a pro or a con to be emotionally invested, how much before it, or how far can you go with it before it affects you or your teammates? We know Ketright's known to be emotional, Kenny S very differently in terms of their aggression, maybe not punching the desk, but we know that it has pros and cons for your team, and there is certainly a balance.
Well, the results speak for themselves. Even after losing the 1v5 map, they found themselves here. They've obviously bounced back, and it doesn't seem to be affecting them too much. SMG, shotguns, FAMASs, oh my. There will be the first kill for Flusher once again. He makes the first incision in round number 23. I feel like this is coming to its logical conclusion as FaZe just rolled over on this map. This has not been good enough.
Crims with a smoke down might be able to slip through. That is a shotgun. Don't forget that range. Oh, it's lethal. He'll know now, and he will happily back off. No problem, sir. All yours. I'm happy to wait.
Well, there we go. Nico down. He potentially finishes the half.
Tell me how many games, half the game perhaps. 20. Tell me how many games Nico's played where he's finished with single digits.
Yeah.
Because if this round is where it ends, he only has 8. That's cemented as well because he's down. Olaf might give him a chance to add to that if he finds he had another kill. He takes down JW, so we level ourselves for a moment. He switches to an AK. That might catch Crims off at range, but not to be. Crims sharp, very sharp.
Yeah, it's a 20 frag. There we go. 4 versus 3, I beg your pardon, as they will flashbang through the monster tunnel. Just one player waiting for them. That's going to be Rain. Carrigan is towards short. He'll get the first frag, and this could work out quite nicely for FaZe now. Golden gets one in return. Rain's so low, and Golden will punish him. He's been great throughout this series. Guardian left in another clutch. He goes down to low HP. Has he got what it takes? He has not, and they bounce back after one of the biggest plays of the entire tournament. It's not enough. And Fnatic just outclass them there. They look like the better squad. And FaZe are starting to show the same signs they did at the Major Grand Final. The team is falling apart.
And was there not a little twinkle in their eye between JW and Crims when they high-fived there? Are they not knowing that they are back? That they can do this? They've done it so many times before, and you're right. FaZe, how many times can this happen? They've got to regroup. It's not their map choice next, it's Mirage. And Fnatic on this form, don't even doubt that they will put up numbers. Incredible turnaround in this grand final. And I have to say, we could go, I would say if we go the distance, FaZe is going to have to dig deep. I think Fnatic actually has the upper hand.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the way we look. We've been jumping around here, screaming at all the clutches. It's been fantastic so far. Having a lot of fun with this one, but I have to say, this map was disappointing. This is FaZe's pick, and they're still not really looking convincing here. Going on to Mirage, you've got a fired up Fnatic, who seem to be hitting all their shots now. Lecro and Golden, the players that don't normally get much of the discussion when it comes to this team. They are performing at a level I didn't expect after seeing the first map.
Well, with that, Fnatic has made this a very surprising final after how things went on Cash. We have Mirage next. We're going to take a break. Can Fnatic, for the first time in 2 years, on this stage again, finally find a championship? We'll be right back.